Hey guys, welcome back to our weekly live event every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, on Instagram, and on Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, on YouTube. As always, we talk about finance, investing, retirement, real estate investment. Any question you have, I'll be happy to help. Thanks for all the love, guys. Thanks for all the likes. How's everybody's been? Kind of getting over a little cold right now, so that's why I'm like slurring my talk. Yeah. Kind of giving it a minute for everyone to get on the live. What's up, James? What's up, Lawrence? Nielsen? Masho? Roadster? What's up, guys? What's up, Grace? All right. As always, trying to go over the rules a little bit. For whoever asked to go live, I answer their questions first. For whoever puts their questions in the DM, I answer those questions next. What's up? Thanks. Yeah, I like this hat. Morota, what's up? So everything has been going pretty good, guys. I love you, Christmas. Yeah, I love Christmas too. It's I like this time of year. And going pretty good. Busy, as you guys know. It's almost Christmas, almost New Year's. Getting a lot of stuff done in construction, getting stuff done in finance in general. Trying to close on properties. It's a tough time of year, but just keep on being persistent so you can get it done. And you can make it happen. Thank you. Yes, it is a great Christmas tree. I think it's like 10 or 12 feet tall. I'm not really sure how tall it is, but it's pretty tall. How many properties do I hold? I have right now about 34 units that are residential, and then I have, I think, one commercial, maybe two commercial. I don't remember. Hello, Algeria. I am right now, it says, where are you? I am in Clearwater, Florida. That's where I'm at. Which is not far from Tampa, Florida, and not that far from Orlando, Florida. I'm in the mid-central Florida market. And I do mentor. It says, do you mentor? I said, I do mentor. My IG page and my YouTube page are meant to teach you everything you need to know. Any questions you have, you can leave it in the into the caption of any of into the comments of any of the posts, and I'll answer those posts. Also, any videos you want to see, let me know, and I'll start creating those videos for you guys to answer your questions in more detail. So Maroda says, tell me about it. I'm supposed to be on vacation. Instead, I just finished 20 hours of work. Yep. You know, I've been there, and a lot of times, you know, you keep working, you keep saving your money, and what you have to do, though, is there's a side where you're working and working hard. You must reinvest that money, so eventually, one day, you're not working for money, you have money working for you. So then you can choose to work when you want to or not. It's a great thing, though. Keep working, guys. Nice fresh shave. Thank you. Look like a baby. How much, so we got the question, he says, how much was your first purchase and how much did you make on it? My first purchase was $142,000. I put down about $28,000. Honestly, originally I was like, if I could just make $100 a month in rent from a property and eventually get over 20, I'll make $2,000 a month to my pocket. And then I'll let the property go up in value as the tenants are paying down the mortgage. And that's basically what I did. I wasn't looking for crazy money off the rent. The big money, the really big money, comes off of your appreciation, the property value going up, as the tenants pay down your mortgage. I'm good, dude. How are you? The next question I got here, it says, when should you form an LLC? Honestly, it's not a rush. Like, you don't have to form an LLC right away. Most of us we're really small, and you don't really need to form an LLC until after a while, right? I'm not your lawyer, so I'm not giving you legal advice, but me personally, I didn't even have an LLC even once I did had 23 apartments, or 23 units. I didn't have an LLC, but I did have the proper insurance, so if I did get sued, the insurance would cover all those expenses. So it was not as necessary to have an LLC. Roadster. Let's see what he has to say.
Hi, bro.
Hello, how are you?
Would you like to teach me?
Can you speak louder? Because it's very hard to hear you.
Yeah, okay. I'm from India.
Okay.
Would you like to teach me?
Yes, I teach everybody on my page. I put up the videos all the time to show people how to invest in real estate and how to find a good deal and how to do the financing.
Yeah. How should I start?
First thing you need to start is understand your market. The properties in your area. You have to look at all of the deals. You have to make sure that you know the deals better than anybody else. So when something comes up for sale, the difference between real estate and the stock market, when something goes up to sale, not everyone finds out about it. So when something good comes up for sale and you're watching it every day, you'll know before other people. So that's how I find these good deals. Some people are like, oh, are you getting someone to give you these deals like on like secret and no one else knows about it? I'm like, no, I buy my properties off of the internet where everybody can see them. And then what I do is when the first minute they come up, I find it and I go and I call them and I said, I'm going to buy it. Now, I only buy 1 out of 1,000 because 999 are bad deals. You can't make money on them. But I find that one deal that makes money, and that's all that matters. You don't need to find 1,000 deals. You only need to find 1 out of 1,000 to make money.
And one thing, how should I make followers in Insta?
I can't hear you. It's really hard to hear you.
And one thing, how should I make followers in Instagram?
I still can't hear what you're saying.
How should I make followers in Instagram?
I really can't hear what you're saying. It's so hard to hear you.
Should I make followers in Instagram?
Should you make what?
Followers, Instagram.
I don't understand what you're saying. I can't hear you.
How should I make followers in Instagram?
How do you make followers on Instagram? Is that your question? Okay. So this is the thing. Your page has to teach something. You have to be giving something to someone. So on Instagram, you're giving something to people. So you have to give them something they want. So what I do is I teach. That's what I know. That's what I like. So I teach finance. I teach real estate. That's what I know. That's what I like. So I keep on giving people stuff. I like motivation because I like being encouraged to do more and work harder. I like it. So I like giving motivation. So I keep giving that. So when people come to my page, they know what they're going to find. They're going to find motivation. They're going to find financial education. And they're going to find real estate tips. So when they come, they're not confused. They know what they're going to find. And they know I like cars. So I talk about cars and I show cars. That's what I like. So people, when they come, they're not going to see me posting pictures about, I don't know, music. I don't talk about music. I talk about real estate. I talk about finance. I talk about motivation. I talk about cars. That's it. So you have to give people something. And then I teach them. So when they leave, they got something from it. And what they do is when they get something of value, they come back again later. Like right now, I'm giving you something, right? Normally people would pay me $250 an hour to talk to me. I'm giving it to you for free. You're getting value. You're getting something from it. You watch all my videos. You're going to get something from it. You're going to learn from it. So people have to come and you have to teach them something. So maybe you have a skill that people could learn. And you don't have to be the best in the world. Maybe, let's say, you know how to draw. You're not the best artist in the world, but you know how to draw. So you just teach them the basics. And there's a lot of people that don't know how to draw at all. So you're still better than 50% of the world at drawing, but you're teaching that 50%. You don't need to teach the top 1%. You need to teach the bottom 99%. So that's where you don't have to feel like you're the best person in the world, because there's a lot of people who wish they were as good as you at something, and you just have to teach them that one thing. Maybe it's about being positive when things are bad. Maybe it's about studying something. So you're gonna figure out what do you have to offer, because that's what it matters, is what can you offer to the world, and that's what matters.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, bye.
All right, guys. So there you go, Gary V. Funny.
He calls you Gary?
Yeah, this is George. All right, so let's see here. What was my first business project? My first business project was first ones I would buy and sell baseball cards. That's what I did. And I didn't stick to it like Gary Vee did. I did that, then I did comic books, and then I did Pokemon cards. I actually made a lot of money on Pokemon cards. And I flipped video games, coins. I got really into like silver and gold coins and that stuff. I did pretty good at that. And all of that was to get into real estate. Like all those things were kind of stepping me up so I could get to real estate. I did the stock market when I was like 14 to 16. Actually, I started that and I continued doing. I didn't stop. But I'm so antsy. So I was like, man, I can't do so much in that realm because I didn't have enough money to day trade. And I wasn't allowed to day trade because I was under 18. So those are the first things I did. Next comment is, I have 3 single-family homes I rent out looking to go to apartments. What's your opinion on this? I think that you're going to be in a better position owning apartments than you are single-family homes in a general aspect. I'm not speaking specifically to your market because each market's different. But in a general aspect, I think you're going to be in a better position owning multi-unit property than a single-family homes. When the market goes down, and I think it's going to go down in the next year and a half, you're going to be in a better position being in a multi-family property not because either one is going to lose rent. The rents are still going to come in the same. Cash flow is still going to be the same. But the resale value of single-family homes are going to go down during a downtrend. And normally, apartment complexes stay the same sales price because their sales price is based off of cash flow, not off of is Johnny looking to buy a house. So that's where the value of homes normally go. So that's why it could go down. You want to go into an asset that's probably not going to go down. You're going to go into multi-unit properties. 2, the reason why you should go into multi-unit properties, I was talking to, I do Wing Chun Kung Fu, so my Sifu, which means teacher, he owns like 5 condos, and they're all paid off, and he's like, oh, what do you think? And we go through everything, and I basically came to the conclusion, look, you're getting $1,000 a month rent off of a 1-bedroom. But you're $330 in association dues, you're $100 a month in taxes, you're about $700 a month in internal insurance expense, you're about $500 a month. So $500 is income. And you don't even have a mortgage. If you had a mortgage, you'd be making a few $100. But if you owned instead of a 5 condos, you owned and again, each one could sell for $120,000, 100 to 120. So instead, if you bought like a 5 or the same amount of money, would be about $600,000 if you sold them all. That $600,000 could buy, let's just say, a 6 to 8 unit building. You'd be bringing in probably around $6,000 a month, the same amount of rent, but the cost, you wouldn't be having a $330 association due times 5. That's an extra about $1,600 a month. You'd be able to pocket that money. Not all of it. You still need to put some money to the side for repairs. But the point is, more money to your pocket in a multi-unit aspect compared to single-family home or condos. If you own 3 single-family homes next to each other, it is a lot cheaper to own a triplex where there's one electric bill. One grass bill. Now you have 3 lawn bills. You have 3 roofs to fix. You have 3 water bills. When you're in a multi-unit building, you usually only have 1 roof to cover everything, 1 lawn bill, 1 water bill. All these expenses are carved down So there's more money netting to your pocket. Now you think, well, Baskal, who cares? It's only $100 difference. For every $100 you save a month, $100 you save a month, that is an extra $15,000 in sales price in an 8-cap market. On a 4-cap market, that's $30,000 more in sales price. Do you see how big of a deal it is if you could buy a 4-unit, 5-unit property and save $100 a month in recurring expense? There's people out there that literally buy 10-unit, 20-unit, 50-unit properties, and they don't do anything to make the places better. All they do is they find ways to reduce their water bill, electric, rent, maintenance expenses, lawn service fees, cable bills, all those expenses, they lower them. And for every $100 they save, they get an additional $30,000. So if they come in and they save $1,000 a month in expenses, they resell the property and make $300,000 in profit, because that is the value of that money saved, right? Every $100 in an 8-cap market is about $15,000. In a 4-cap market, it's about $30,000. It's a lot of money. Think that way, guys. All right, Nick says, do you fix the houses yourself or do you hire people? So Nick, I used to fix everything myself, right? Now, at this point, I don't, because I literally don't have the time. I have like 34 units, not kind of my commercial stuff. I have the insurance agencies, the accounting firm. As you can imagine, I don't have a lot of time. But right now, I already rented out probably like 6 of the Airbnb so far. And they're not done yet. So I'm there myself till like 11 o'clock at night fixing shit. I was there another night up to 9 o'clock at night just fixing stuff, just making sure it gets done, because I said it would be ready by the 28th. It's going to be ready by the 28th. And I'm going to make sure that I am going to make it happen, because I don't make a promise and not keep it. So by being that way, a lot of good things come to you. And that's why I do some of the stuff myself just to make it happen. And that's a good thing to be, because if you're strong enough to do everything yourself, and to know each part of your business, no matter what your business is, if you ever lose an employee, you have the ability to go down, you have the grit to get in there and do it yourself to make your business still function until you can find another employee to fill that role. So yes, I do some of the work myself when it's necessary. So right here, the first investment needs to be in you, 100%. Marota's coming in strong. Conspiracy says, by teaching and motivating people on what we good at, how often do you do it? I'm on live twice a week. IG on 9 p.m. Wednesdays, and on YouTube I go live 9 p.m. every Sunday. Link to my YouTube in bio. Thank you guys for all those who subscribed on to me on YouTube. I really appreciate it. And thanks for all the loves you guys leave on the comments and all the likes. I appreciate it. Curio, what's up? Bez Bauer says, how do you feel about Trump being impeached? Honestly, I'm not following all of that. I don't really, I just stay in my lane. I don't get it. I don't get what they're trying to impeach him about, but that's not my thing, So, yeah. So Simone says, what was your first business project? So I was going to say my first big one, I'm going to say, was my first duplex when I bought it. I was 19. I bought the duplex. I bought it. I lived in one side. I renovated it. I renovated both sides. Both got rented out. I moved down to another duplex and did it again. Great experience. Painted it myself, tiled it myself, did a lot of the upgrades myself, and it was a lot of fun. What are types of financing? So the simplest financing you can get is a first-time home buyer program, where you live in the property. The government will only require 3.5% down from you plus closing costs. And a lot of times you can get assistance for the down payment and the closing costs. Given that, you buy a house for $100,000, that's only $3,500 plus maybe $4,000 in closing costs. That's $7,500. Say you buy a quadplex for $400,000. That's only $14,000 down plus $5,000 in closing costs. That's $19,000. It shouldn't be that hard for you guys to save up $20,000. If you cannot save up $20,000, you probably have a spending problem. Because to be honest with you guys, when I was making $6 to $8 an hour, when I was like 16 to 18, I was able to save up almost $30,000 because I saved up all of my money. So find ways to get rid of shit. Don't buy the Starbucks. Don't go out to eat. Like, I didn't go out to eat like at all until I was like 21. And at that time, I only went out to eat like once a week because I was saving up. Like, you know, every time you're going out to eat, it's like $15. Now, if you think $15 is not a lot of money, right? Well, if you're $15 every single day, 365 days a year, that's a lot of money. That's almost $5,000 a year. So when you're thinking about it and you're like, I only make $25,000, $5,000 is 20% of your income. It's a lot of money. So figure out ways to just cook at home yourself. Thanks for all the love, guys. Can I send you a list to see if it's a good deal? A listing. Yes, shoot it to me and I'll try to review it. I've done that a few times for different followers, so if I get a chance, I'll definitely review it for sure. What do you think of drop shipping? 20 years old, not much capital. From what I hear, okay, if you don't have much money to do drop shipping, it might be tough because by the time you get you're gonna have to get some high limit credit cards so you can buy the product, drop it, and ship it from Amazon, and then you're gonna hope that it gets caught in the Amazon and being spread, right? Otherwise, if it doesn't, you're gonna have to spend money on marketing to try to boost the sale, and you know, there's a lot of opportunity to win and a lot of opportunity to lose. From what I heard, though, if you do FBO, right? You might be better off doing an FBO, where you're finding out what you're going to get a good deal out on your local market, where you're out and you're finding, say, shoes or some type of toy that's on sale, right? Because right now it's Christmas, so those toys are probably going to be really good. So you're going to find all these toys that are like on really, really good sale. And then you check Amazon and see, wow, okay, I'm getting this toy for like $5, but on Amazon it's selling for $20. Okay, well, let me buy the 10 that they have left here and try to resell it. That might be better off, and it takes a lot less money from you. You buy it right away with your credit card, you sell it on Amazon immediately, and then you get your money back in 30 days and pay off your credit card and keep the profit. So FBO might be a more affordable way for me. And remember, guys, whoever requests to go live, face chat, they go first, and whoever sends questions through the questions go second. FYI, I can't read Spanish, so if you send me a question in Spanish, I'm not going to be able to answer it. But thanks for trying. Let's see what else got here. Let's see. I'm scared to request. I feel stupid. All right, that's what someone put in the comments. Guys, do not feel afraid to ask a question. A man who asks a question only looks stupid once. But a man that does not ask a question is stupid his whole life. Be brave, because success usually goes to the brave. I had to go out and I felt like I was pestering people at times because I felt like, wow, I don't know much. I felt like I didn't know anything. And to be honest, I didn't know anything because I didn't have the internet like you guys have now. Like 15 years ago, you guys know it wasn't like it is now. So I would have to go pester people in person. I couldn't just DM them. You guys DM me and whatever and slide in. I had to go in person and try to slide into someone's office and pick their brain and try to buy them lunch and get together, right? So I'm out there and I'm trying to make relationships and I'm like, man, I really know this person's busy and I don't want to annoy them. So I ask and ask and ask and ask all these questions and like, because I didn't understand. And that's the thing. None of us are going to understand unless we ask. None of us are going to understand unless we watch the videos. I'm putting out all those videos, guys. Watch them so you learn. So when you're coming on 9 o'clock on Wednesday, you're asking a solid question. You're like, hey, you said this in your video. What did you mean by that? Explain this to me. That's what you should be doing, right? On my YouTube, the same thing. Go in and ask the question, you know, and build your knowledge. All right, let's see. Nobody knows.
Hello, sir.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
You're with. I know you're talking about real estate. I just saw you live. Well, my plan is that since I'm 17, I'm gonna develop myself with wholesaling.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel about the present time with, like you think there's gonna be like a crash or something, or like the market, like stuff like that?
Do I feel the market's going to go down in the next year and a half?
Yeah.
Yes. Do I think that matters to wholesalers? No. Do I think that matters to investors? No. Do I think that matters greatly to homeowners? Not really. Because the only thing that's going to matter is for people that are short-term flippers. Because if they're caught in a deal and they're trying to sell it and they got short-term debt, they're in a problem. But if you're a real estate investor and you're buying a property and you have 4 units and you're renting it out and you already got fixed financing and you got good financing that's long-term, right? You got a 30-year mortgage, really simple. You don't care if the price went down because what you care about is collecting the money on the rent. You're not going to resell this place for like 5 or 10 years. If you're a homeowner and you're buying this place and you bought a good deal, like I'm not going to tell you go buy something 10% over market. No. You're going to try to buy something 10% under market. You're going to try to find a good deal, right? I'm saying I am not a real estate guy. I am a finance guy. I am an investor. I invest in everything, not just real estate. The point is, whatever you buy, you better buy a good deal. And when you're holding on to it, you're buying a home because it's better to own a home than it is to rent. If you're in a market like San Francisco, it might be better for you to rent than own a home. So let's put it like this. If you're buying a home because it's better for you to buy than to rent, then if you're there for 5 years, the market's going to go down and go back up. 10 years, it'll go down and go back up. So you're going to play that game. If you're planning to be somewhere for only 2 years, you probably shouldn't be buying a home. You should probably just be renting.
Where do you understand the market?
So I look to study, you have to study your own market, right? So I do a lot of research on like Zillow on what was sold to look at what the comps were. You need to look at what was sold, what was the condition it was sold in. You got to look at like what is rented and the condition it was rented. So back in my day, you didn't have a lot of stuff online, even though I'm not that old, right? 15 years ago, internet wasn't like what it was today. So I would actually have to call people and be like, oh, how much is that for rent? And they're like, oh, we already rented it. I was like, oh man, if you don't mind me asking, how much did you rent it for? And they'll tell you, right? Because they already rented it. They're not hiding anything. Oh, I rented it for $900. So now I know that rented for $900. Yo, I really appreciate your time. If you don't mind me asking, what was the condition? Was it new kitchen, new bathrooms, new this, new that? And they'll be like, oh, you know, this was new, but that wasn't, and this and this and this and that. And then you know, $900 for this condition, for a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom in this area. You got the answer. Now, nowadays, you don't have to make those phone calls. You could just look at the computer, look at some pictures, and you know what the rent is.
The house,
you could do the market research off Craigslist or whatever.
Does that mean that the houses define the market?
I'm sorry?
Does that mean that the conditions of the houses define the market in that particular area?
So the condition of the houses define the market in every area. Because, for example, in one neighborhood, a remodeled house costs a different price than a non-remodeled house. A remodeled house gets a certain amount of rent compared to a non-remodeled house. So one of the things I do is I go to a neighborhood and I try to find a house that's not remodeled, that's really, really cheap compared to the remodeled house. So remodeled house is 300. I'm going to try to find a non-remodeled house for 180 that has rents really below the market. And then I'll go and I'll put in 60, 70,000. So now I'm in for 250, and then I'll eventually try to sell it for 300, and I'll make my 50,000 off of the upgrade that I provided. Now, some markets are so saturated and so expensive that they'll sell a house that's not remodeled for 250, and the remodel house is 300, but it costs 70,000 to remodel the house. So by the time you're done, it's 320 you spent. Well, why would I spend an extra 20? Why don't I just buy someone that's already finished? So you have to study the market to see, is it worth it? And if right, it's pretty simple. If the answer is no, then that actually is a good thing. Some people get mad. They're like, man, I'm mad because it's no. No, that's a good thing. You're not wasting your time. Move on. The no doesn't matter. It's the same thing in sales. It doesn't matter if you made 1,000 phone calls and 1,000 people or 999 people in a row said no to you. It doesn't matter because you only need one person to say yes. And then you keep doing it until more and more people say yes and you get more and more sales. But at the beginning, especially in real estate, you usually could only handle one deal every like 3 to 6 months anyway. Unless you're wholesaling, then you could do one deal a week. So make your 1,000 phone calls a week and get that one deal. Like
through the phone and online?
Say it again. What?
Do you know the best methods to finding wholesale deals? I feel
Normally
like
you're not gonna find them online. You're gonna have to end up trying to find people in person in your local town, put up signs, send out mailers, send out letters, postcards. You're gonna have to find them before they go on the MLS. Or you need to find them before they hit the busy market. Because this is the thing. When they hit the full market, the realtor market, the MLS market, it's already on the market and a lot of people are going to see it. That's a retail market. Wholesaling is wholesaling retail?
What do you mean by that? I'm sorry.
The MLS is a retail market. What does retail market mean to you? Like,
It's just
make up a definition.
It's open to everyone?
It's open to everyone, right? It's like going to Walmart. If it's already at Walmart, are you really going to be able to buy it and resell it somewhere else?
No.
It's unlikely because it's already at the best price normally. You need to get it at wholesale because you are a wholesaler. That means you have to find it like a flea market. You got to go flea market shopping for this real estate, and you're going to wholesale it to an investor. You did all the footwork. You did the time to find the deal so you could sell it to someone like me that's like, hey, I need a deal, but I don't have time. And you're going to be like, yo, I just found it. I spent a lot of time and I found this deal. I'll sell it to you. I just want 10,000 over what I got the contract for. Now you found it for 180. I give you 190. You make 10,000. And now I could put some money into the deal and make it better. And then I can resell it to a retail person. They'll pay 300 for it, finished. They win, I win, you win, everybody wins.
Yeah. Wouldn't that not be good with the time happening for the investor because of, as you mentioned earlier, the fix and flip?
Most fix and flip should only be like 1 to 6 months. It shouldn't be a year and a half. And even if the fix and flip goes bad, if there's enough margin in the deal, they'll be able to sell it and break even.
Do you do stocks?
I do.
How do you do it? Like, what sources, or like, how do you invest into it? Like, what do you use to invest?
I mean, I use Merrill Lynch. You can
Lynch?
use E-Trade. You can use anything. It doesn't matter. It's stock market is like selling a piece of real estate. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, what you have to do is you have to know your market. This goes back to you knowing the market, because if you're going to go buy a piece of real estate, you need to know it's a good deal. If you're going to buy a stock, you have to understand, is this a good deal? So by you studying and you knowing what you like, you're going to know it's a good deal.
And I want to start off with wholesaling, because I feel like that's a good way for me to get developed and then understand the game to get into those types of big deals to get that cash flow and all that. And I feel like with wholesaling, I can network, because I'm only 17. I don't have money. Well, but I'm trying to change my mindset to not look at money as so like $100 is a lot of money, or like $80,000 is a lot of money. Like, I have to you know what I mean?
I hear you. So what I would say is this. These are the last 2 tips I'm going to give you before I let you go today. You need to read the book Intelligent Investor.
Okay.
You need to read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
I did. Thank you.
You need to read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People.
I got it right here.
You need to read the book Think and Grow Rich.
I'm already 150.
All right, now, you also should not read them one time. You need to read them more than once, because you're changing your brain. Because if everybody you live around says buying real estate's stupid, buying stocks are stupid, you have 17 years of, even when you were a little kid playing with your car, hearing people say, I could never own a house. I can never be rich. And you're hearing that in the background for 17 years. You think reading one book's going to change your life? One time? I read many books many times, because I had to change my way from thinking poor and thinking like a foreigner, right? So there's a part that being a foreigner where it's work your ass off. Keep that. There's a part where man, I can't own shit. Get rid of that. So there's parts you're going to learn to keep and parts you need to get rid of. And if you're not listening and feeding your shit continually, changing your way you are, so a man thinks, so he is, until you change it, you're not going to change your life. So get on it. Be blessed. I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. We all started from the bottom. We're all 17. We all got to grow. All right, request to go live. Those get answered first. All right, let's see. Hey, what's up, buddy? What's up?
Man, good to see you, man. Good to see you.
See you too.
See you, man.
So what question you got for us today?
Yeah, I have some questions for you, because I've been following you for a while. How do I start? How do I build my real estate portfolio in Africa? Because I've been living abroad for a while. I've been living in Asia for 7 years, since 2013, and it's actually been hard because I have to go back to Africa. I bought some landed properties, but that's not where I actually want to be.
All right.
That's not. I've been studying for too long, and I don't like it anymore. I'm
so
fully
real
exhausted.
estate. No matter where you are, the real estate game works the same. And ignore that it's real estate. Ignore, again, I'm an investor. So it doesn't matter if you're flipping tomatoes or you're flipping real estate or you're flipping cars. You just got to think this. One concept, are you buying something cheaper than what it's worth?
Yeah.
Can you fix it up and add value? And can you sell it for more? You do that, you're going to win. Now, on top of that, if you could get loans so you could put down very little money, so then when you're getting a gain, you're getting 5 times your money, 10 times your money. That's what loans do. At the same time, when you get loans, if you make a bad move, you're getting 10 times the pain. So you got to make sure your good moves are good and your bad moves are reduced.
Okay.
Next thing
Okay, I'm listening. But one more question. What can I do to a landed property that I bought and the place is actually not fully developed yet? It's going to take like 5-6 years to get there. So I
So
don't know.
normally I
Should I
don't
keep
buy
it
in
anymore?
areas, like for example, a lot of people in America ask me, do you buy land? I say, no, I don't buy land because I want cash flow. I want to buy in a piece of area that I can rent. Even if I bought land, I have to be able to rent the land to somebody that wants to borrow the land from me. They could park their trucks or park their cows.
My mom did something like that.
And that's cash flow because now their land value is going up because God's not making any more land.
True.
It's going up, and you're getting rent every month to pay your bills.
True.
So it's for you to buy land that has no rent in it is like someone buying gold. Gold is nice. It holds value, but it doesn't bring you cash flow. So it becomes a problem when you need cash flow because there's two types of money. There is the wealth increase, which land provides, and then there's the cash flow part where you need to bring in to pay expenses. And why I like rental property is it gives you cash flow and it gives you appreciation of land value. It gives you both. So you need to find the mix. Now, if you are a doctor and you're like, I'm a doctor, I make a lot of money from taking care of patients. I make 100, 200,000 a year, and I have a lot of cash, and I don't want any headache. Okay, go buy a bunch of land, because you don't need all the cash. That's different. But if you're like, hey, I'm a student, or I just got out of school, I need money, then you probably should buy something smaller, closer to the city, where you could get people to pay you rental income.
That makes sense. That makes sense. One more question. Because I can buy a property here in Asia, but I was thinking, is it a good idea, like renting a property for a cheaper amount and putting it out for Airbnb or booking?
That is a way you could do things, right? So I know a lot of people who do that, where they rent a property for say $1,000.
Yes.
It's common around here, like say that one bedroom's $1,000, but on Airbnb, if you do everything perfect, you could get 3,000. But then again, a lot of times they're empty, and
True.
people could break stuff, and you have to put in furniture and all this other stuff. So, is it possible? Yes. Can you always make money guaranteed? No. So whatever you do, you have to study your market, because the market's going to tell you how much money you make. And if you can't make money on paper, then it's unlikely you're going to make money in the real world.
True. So tell me something about location, please, Baskal.
What?
Tell me something about location when buying properties. Does it really matter? Or it doesn't?
100%. 100%. So I used to buy property. I'll give you an example. I grew up in the hood, so I'm not afraid of buying in the hood. I used to buy a lot of property in the hood, and I'd fix it up. I'd make it really nice, right? One, people didn't pay their rent. Two, not the people I rented to, but the people around them was messing up the property. Three, some people I rented to were just so dirty that I had to go and kick them out after 2 months because they was so dirty I had to go in and clean it. Now, and then no matter how nice I made it, it wouldn't matter because the neighborhood wasn't ready to climb. You can't make a neighborhood climb. If you're a billionaire and you put a ton of money, maybe. Not always 100%. Maybe you could do it. But if you're buying in an area where everybody that's buying there has pride of ownership, they love buying there, they want to be there, it's always going to climb. Because everyone loves being there, they want to buy that, they want to make it nicer. I bought in a different area. I was like, wow, this area is nice. It's right by the water. It's so cool. It's going to be great here. It's going to be amazing here. So I bought there like 15 years ago. Everything I bought there, I didn't fix them up. The ones in the hood, I fixed up better than these. And what happened? Rents doubled. People come in, beg me they want to live there. And if something's not nice, they fix it. I don't even fix it. They're like, you know what? I don't like these floors. I don't like the carpet. I want to put in laminate. I'll buy it. I'll put it in. Okay. I don't like the paint on the wall. I want to paint it. Okay, you could do that. Whatever you want, you know. So Why did I do that? No, the location did that.
Matters.
Now, if you can mix location plus hard work, more money. Location plus hard work plus undervalued property, more money. Location plus hard work plus undervalued property plus value add deal, more money. So that's what I do. Location, hard work,
And
undervalued, value add plus redevelopment. Now, when I buy, I do all 5. So when I buy a property and I put in money, I'll make 4 or 5 times the money. I put in 400, I'll make 2 million.
Yeah, but I've been following for a while. I got to notice that you focus on doing things yourself, like you manage your property. You go to the locations yourself. And I got to understand that I got to notice that you buy properties that you don't build properties from the scratch. You buy existing properties and you remodel them. Am I right?
So if the money was there for me to build from scratch, I'd build from scratch. But it's not there. I am not a real estate investor. I am an investor. I invest in everything.
Yeah.
Where is their money right now is what I'm telling you the money's at right now. Right now, the money is in residential real estate. At least that's where, in most of America, the money's in residential real estate.
True.
There's not enough good housing for people to live in the good areas. So that's why I invest there. Also, in my market in Florida, you make better money buying something that's existing and fixing it. If you're in New Jersey and New York, you make better money buying something that's really old and bad, demolishing it and building something brand new. Each market has what is the best use. So your job and where you make your money is figuring that out.
Doing the research, yeah.
Doing the research. What do people want to pay for? Because at the end of the day, if people are going to pay you for pasture for cows to graze, you're going to find them the best dirt for them to graze their cows. And you're going to get paid for it. If they want land to build trees, you're going to find them a tree farm. If they want apartment buildings, you're going to find the neighborhood they want to live in, and you're going to find the best deal in that neighborhood, and that's where you're going to make your money. You're going to make your money off of doing that footwork.
Sure.
All right, brother.
Thank you, Baskal. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome, brother. I'll see you later.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Lots of great questions. And that's a great concept to understand, guys, is that it doesn't matter where you are in the world. It's all the same. The business concept doesn't change. That's why you'll take a lot of foreigners that don't know English and they were good business people, but they lost everything because of some war or some government changing. Then they come to America and they're like, how did he do so well? Because business doesn't change. It works the same. And if you're not winning in the game, it's because you are not playing by the rules of the game. Learn the rules, learn the market, and play the game. You can't say, I want to go play football and everyone else is playing basketball. You're going to lose. It doesn't matter how good you are at football. The game is basketball. So you need to learn the game. You need to learn how to play it. So, love the game. God bless you guys as well. All right. All right, that didn't work. So, 3 books. If someone can type this up, I will save it, and I'll save their comments so everyone else can see it. I do have, the question is, do I have a YouTube videos about the rules of the game regarding real estate? I don't have that specific one. I do have many videos regarding real estate and finance in my YouTube channel. Link to my YouTube channel in my bio. Now, each one of my videos, like this video, has many, many nuggets. You are gems of knowledge. You have to collect all these gems of knowledge from my video. You might watch my video one time and you're like, I got a couple of things. You watch it a second time. You're like, oh man, Now I understand what he said with that conversation with that other guy. It'll make sense. Now I get what that girl did in Canada. It's making sense. It makes sense. It adds up. You have to watch it multiple times to get it, because when I asked these questions, I felt dumb. I was asking the same questions to these guys because I'm like, I don't get it. Like, you seem to be telling me this one thing and you're very passionate about it, but it's not registering. And one day, after like a third time of me watching this video or reading this book, I'm like, that's what he meant when he said this to me. You need to drill it in again and again, because you can't think, oh, I'm going to be a great investor from one video or one book or one thing. It takes a long time to be good at it, right? Warren Buffett, we're still competing against him. The dude's 80. He's been doing it his whole life. We're competing against him. So you have to be able to put in the work to be on that level. All right, so here are the books. If someone can write them down, I'm going to pin their comment. So, Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Those are 4 books. They're very key books. They're gonna change your way about investing, not real estate, investing. Robert Kiyosaki is known as a real estate investor. He's not a real estate investor. He is an investor. He invests in everything. But real estate is an easy way to become wealthy, and that's why I'm kind of educating you guys about it, because it's one of the easiest ways to get wealthy. Daniel says, Baskal, what is your opinion on the best way to build credit back up after Chapter 7 bankruptcy? Basically, you're going to have to get a few credit cards. Start paying them, being consistent. If they don't want to give you credit cards, you're going to have to use secured credit cards to begin. Maybe try to get a secured car loan, right? Get a car, get a loan on that, and get a loan there, because they'll be more willing to give you a loan secured. Make sure it's from a large institution, because if you go to one of those buy here, pay here car places, they might not register your loan unless only if you default. So it doesn't really help you at that point. Good question. Another really good question. How were you able to get your second duplex loan approved right after you got your first one? Simple. I showed all my money on my taxes. All the money I made from my job, I showed on my taxes. And because I got a duplex, I always showed the income from the other property as well. So now I got income from my job, and I got income from the duplex. I'm living in it. Then when I'm going to get a second duplex, because now I'm going to move out of this one and move into the other one, I can provide a lease for the new tenant that's going to take my spot. Say, look, this person's going to move in when I move out. That right there brings in enough money to show, look, this property is generating enough money to cover itself. Now I'm moving into another duplex. It has a tenant, and I'm going to take over one of the spots. Now that income is going to help go and add to my income basis. So I got my job's income, the income that from the current half of the duplex is being rented. I got the income from the other half of the duplex that someone else is going to rent from me. And I got income from the other duplex coming in that's going to be added when I buy it. There you go. Now you got 3 units bringing you in rent, plus your income from your job, and you're going to move into the other spot of the other duplex. They're going to approve it because you have enough money to cover all your expenses. Makes sense. You have to buy deals that are cash flowing properly. You can't go and buy, like what's hard in, like, say, Miami or New York or LA, where you're buying a property that's at like a 4 cap or a 5 cap. It's not making much money to cover, it's not cash flowing enough. But if you're buying something in an area where it's an 8 cap, well then or like the property I'm selling right now in Oldsmar is a 9 cap. It's a 9 cap duplex I'm selling. It generates so much money in cash, it's making 9%. you can pay a 4% loan and still have 5% left over. You see how it makes sense, how it makes money? That's what matters. So it says, how long did you have to wait? They usually ask for 2 years of proof of income of the duplex. Well, the first year I owned it for like half a year. The second year I owned it for a full year. And then sometimes when you're in the third year, if you provide a P&L, that will count towards your income, your consistency of your income. So you can be in it for a year and a half or even a year and 1 month, and usually will, depending on the right bank, they'll be able to approve you to use that income for your income basis, right? And a lot of it is cash flow, because if you're generating enough money from your income, they don't even need to add other sources, and they'll approve you for the money either way. Show us your tree. There you go. There you go. Ho Man. Oh, I know who Ho Man is. Or she is. She's a hoe. I'm joking. So, thanks, Ho Man. Now, 3 minutes left, guys. It doesn't give me the clock like it used to. So, the first investment is a difficult investment. When you have one, you will get more when you have the cash flow. Normally, the first property is the easiest to get. That's why I said it's really important to try to get a fourplex. Some people will say, well, let me get a house and then I'll get an investment the next one. Don't fall for that trap. It is very hard to get one after your first one. Your second one is actually the hardest. The third one is also very hard. But the easiest one's the first. The second is usually the hardest. The third is not as hard. The fourth becomes less hard. And that's really if you don't start balling out and getting a whole bunch of debt. But if all of your debt you're getting is investment real estate debt, you'll be fine. You usually, as long as you're being smart and cash flowing, you'll be fine. So there's not much time left. I'm going to try to go live with someone else, but I don't think I'll have enough time. Reminder, guys, please invite your friends. Please leave comments and likes on the posts I put up. Go to my YouTube page. Link is in the bio. Go watch the videos. Please like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it. I do it for you guys. And the more positive feedback I get, the more I love giving to you guys. So let me know what you want to see, what you want to learn about. Want me to break down whatever you want me to break down. I'm more than happy to. I have insurance agencies. I have an accounting firm. I've done real estate loans. I'm actually looking to open up my own lending company. So I already know every single part of the game. I know investing. I got it all taken care of. So I can definitely break it down for any beginner, and I'm really happy to help. So let's see if I can, Steven, let's see if we have time.
Hey, Baskal, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
How's it going, buddy? Thank you for first off for accepting the live call. I just had a quick question for you. So I'm a full-time day trader in the stock market. I live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I wanted to take some of my profits and, of course, reinvest them into apartment buildings and go like more of a long-term versus like a quick fix and flip.
Yes.
So I was thinking about opening up an S Corp LLC through a Sunbiz.
Okay.
And selling stock mentorships and stock programs and stuff like that to a few of my fellow stock investors and day traders. Could I incorporate my rental properties through that business, or would that have to be a separate business?
So, one, I do have an accounting firm and I do this stuff for people, but I don't know all the details of your business. So I'm going to say advice. I'm not your lawyer, nor am I your accountant, but I'm going to give you the best advice I can for the limited information I have. One, I would not advise you doing that, because if you screw up in one business and you're mingling with another business, both are going to go down.
Okay.
Two,
Gotcha.
In Florida, single member LLC or single member incorporation is a disregarded entity. So even if you have two LLCs and it's just you on both of them, the government's going to say, the court is going to say, nobody, no, this